Hello, my Mofo family and friends. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're gonna cook smothered pork chops. And I'm gonna show you how to cook the smothered pork chops and make it right. We're gonna make smothered pork chops with some Carolina rice. I'm gonna show you how to cook this too. Most people think rice is easy to cook, but rice is hard to cook. You know, but I'm gonna show you the way I do it, and maybe you might figure out an easier way, the way I do it, and you might like it. Let's see, right? First of all, I wanna thank one of my Mofo family and friends for giving me this shirt, this sweatshirt, you know. Thank you, Lulu. You know, thank you for your support. Thank you. I really appreciate this. She good. What's up, my Mofo family? There we go. So there we go. Let's go with this. First of all, you don't have to use pork, because I know I got a lot of people here. Wait a minute. Let me put on my glasses. All right, let's go. You don't have to use pork, because some people don't eat pork, and I understand that. But you could use chicken breast. You could use chicken tenders, you know, buy them in the store, and do them basically the same way. So you do not have to use pork for any of the dishes. The star of this show is going to be the gravy, because you can't have a good smothered chop without the gravy. And some people just don't know how to make gravy, and gravy is easy to make, and I'm going to show you how to do this. This is for all my family and Mofo family and friends out there who's not sure how to do this, who can't cook or think it's hard to cook, and you always out in those restaurants eating. Come back home. I'm going to show you how to do this, and it's simple. First of all, I rinsed off my chops. I do wash my meat. I rinse them off and dried them off. You understand? I don't open the pack up meat and just throw it in there and start seasoning. No, I actually wipe them, wash them off, and dry them off. And this is what you get. And the next thing with your pork chops, right? You ever fry pork chops and ever wonder why they bubble up in the middle? Well, the reason why, because you didn't cut the membrane. So with this particular chop, you see that membrane, that little fat around there? But once you fry it, it's going to pucker up like this, right? In order to stop that, you take a little knife and do a little sliver. See the fat and the skin? That you put a little sliver there. Just a little sliver. It don't have to be a big sliver, but put a little sliver there, and now you ain't gonna have that same pucker like that like you had before, because it's a separation that's gonna make it stay flat, especially if you want to eat pork chops without all that stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna use the regular basic seasoning: onion powder, seasoned salt, little garlic, pepper, sazon. And I got the onion. Another thing about gravy, onion. You gotta have nice onion. I like mine with a lot of onion. And this was given to me. This somebody actually grew this in their garden, this onion. And look how beautiful it looked, man. I never ever thought about growing an onion in my garden. If I ever grew a garden, sometimes I do grow stuff out of pots, you know. But look how beautiful that is. That's gonna be a good onion for our gravy. All right? And because you need flour, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to season our meat. I already cleaned and slit everything, of course. Season your meat. You don't have to be crazy with it, because like I told you, your starch, your gravy. You season on that. You know, a little onion powder for that. A little onion powder. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you fellas something, man. Learn how to cook. Follow me and learn how to cook. Right? Some of you brothers don't know how to cook out there. But let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now. And you can ask a lady to tell you. Once you know how to cook, man, you cook that meal for her, she be like so appreciative, you know. She going to be happy and happy. And if you were striking out all your time, you won't be striking out no more. There we go. There you go, a little pepper. I like coarse pepper, so you're gonna see a lot of the pepper there, because that's what I like. I prefer that. I had a couple of open packs that I didn't use, but not waste anything. So let's throw that one there. Little sazon. And I want to tell you another thing I do. I season my flour too. Some people believe that you don't have to season your flour, just season your meat. And I don't agree with that. You want flavor, and flavor comes with seasoning both. See that? And always wash your hands. Clean hands mean what? Clean food. Let's go. Pay attention to your game. Pay attention to your pot. A little seasoning, salt. See, you don't have to put a lot. Don't put a lot. Don't put a lot. Got nice looking pork chops too. I like pork chops. I eat pork. I'm gonna let you know right now. I know a lot of people don't eat it, but I like pork, you know. Sure. I die and go to heaven. They might ask me what you want for dinner before you go, or when you get up there, what you want to eat. I might tell them I want some smothered pork chops, you know. Then I'll be up in heaven and find out, oh, they don't eat pork up there. Oh, you don't eat pork up there. Oh, I'm in trouble now. All right, that's it. And then, don't forget, season your flour with the same thing. Pepper. You could use the garlic if you want. I'm going to put that in there too. I ain't going to put a lot, you know, because I'm going to use that same flour for my gravy. So, use that, and I'm going to do the rest of that sazon in there. See that? Like that, right? Now what you do is, see my pot is smoking. I like cooking with corn oil. You can use any oil you like, but I prefer corn oil. Because it's got a higher burning capacity, so it burns at a higher degree. But I put enough to cover the pan a little bit. See? Like that. That's all you know. You don't really need a lot. We're going to use that grease sauce to fry with. So let me put this back. You could use corn oil. You could use vegetable oil. You could use canola oil. You know, I'm not so much on the, I don't know about olive oil. Olive oil is different. But let me tell you, if that's all I got, I would use olive oil too. Olive oil being in our pot. Let's go. Let's go. Woo, let's go. Woo! Stop playing in the kitchen, fool. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a good meal, man. Rules to cooking rice. This is what they say. When you read the back, it says 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. That's what they say. I come from the old school. I was taught by eyes and sight. You understand? So I don't use a lot of measurements or things like that. So I use eyes and sight. I love Carolina rice, especially with some white rice. Ooh, boy, that's the best rice you can have. But it's so hard to cook because you put too much water in it, it gets mushy. You put too little bit of water in it, it gets crunchy and it's not quite done. But I tell you, that's when, if your rice is undercooked, take it out of the pot, put it in a bowl, and microwave it. And that rice will cook perfect. All right, take your rice. I'm not using no measurements, as you see, because I don't use measurements. So if I'm using a cup of rice or 2 cups of rice, I don't know. That's enough for us for dinner tonight, see? And then I take cold water. Always wash your rice. Carolina rice got a lot of starch in it. Wash it, wash it. Take it and wash it. Take your spoon. Don't be scared, camera woman. Come on over here. I'm no bite. Not yet, anyway. See all that starch in that water? You don't want that in this. So you always wash your rice. Get some of that starch out. You don't want that starch in that water. That's what makes your rice really sticks. And then you got sticky rice, mushy rice, sticky rice, terrible rice. Same thing, see again. See all that starch on top? You don't want that. Dump it out. Do it again. We're gonna do it until that water start clearing up. Now remember, those chops, don't forget your chops now. Don't forget your chops. Once you flip them, they cook faster. Once you flip them, they cook a little faster. So don't forget your chops. Let's see how the bottom look. It's still gonna lose a little longer. It's all right. Let's see how the bottom look. See that? It's all right. It's all right. See that down there? That's just from the flour. My fire might be just a touch hot, but I don't really want it to cool down. See that? Let's see how this one look. See that? They're not quite ready yet. Let them cook a little longer. They don't have to be 100% cooked like if you're going to eat them just straight out the pot. So let them cook a little longer, just a little bit longer. And go back to your rice. See? Starch. Stir it up. Pour out. Do it again. Some people might say, oh, Sammy, but if you use 2 cups of water and 1 cup of rice, you just could do it on the stove like that. Let me tell you something. You should always wash your rice. You don't know what's in your rice. It's like a pot of beans. You don't know what's in your pot of beans. You know, they take this stuff and the way they do it, they process it. Now, I was stationed in Korea, right? So I seen rice paddies. And they used to take their rice. It used to look like, wheat, kind of like wheat. If you ever seen wheat. And then they would take it and pull it from the rice paddy, let it dry, and then they hit it like on the map. And all the outer layer flies off, and then you come with the white rice, you know? So you don't know how they're processing your rice, so clean it. Clean it. Clean it. What's the difference? All right, now look. I want you to take a look at the water now. Dump it. Look, the water almost clear now. Stir it a little more. It's not as cloudy as it was. One more time and this is it. Let me get my chops off because we don't need them cooking no more longer. All right. I'll be right back with the rice. Let's take our chops off. Let's take our chops off. And don't need to burn them. Don't need to burn them. You say, Sammy, those look burnt. No, let me explain something to you. That's flavor. That's gonna go in your pot, your gravy. It's flavor. See that? All that's gonna go in your pot of gravy. Look how beautiful. This is how you want if you're just gonna eat it like straight up. Ooh, nice and crunchy. But all that stuff gonna be flavor. Let's flip this one over and get some color on that side. Let's flip this one over. This one got a little light spot in it. But this is all flavor. See that? All flavor. So you think that's burnt? No, that's flavor for your pot when you're making gravy. See that? Let's look that again. That look burnt to you? No, this is all flavor. So don't think because you look burnt, it's not. All right, there we go. There we go. Let that cook a little bit longer because I just wanted to cook a little bit longer. We can let that turn over some. And let's go back to our rice because this is time. Now, I'm gonna dump that water out. Now I'm gonna show you my trick to making rice. You take your water and you pour it in, right? No measurement cups, no nothing. Come take a look. See that spoon? See the height of the water? That's how I measure my water, just like that. See that spoon? See the height of the water? I could lose just a little more water. Just a little more water. See that? And take your spoon and see where it's at with your spoon from your rice to your spoon. Your rice is here, your spoon is there, and that's how much water you get. That's all the water you really need to make this rice. That's all the water you need. You know? You don't want to overdo it. You know, I don't know if I pour this in a cup, I don't know if that's 2 cups of water or that's a cup of rice, but I tell you one thing, this is how you do it. All right? Now, we're going to do a little different here. We're going to take this off now. This is where the party going to get started at. This is where the party going to get started at. Okay, go off. All colored. I know you say, Sammy, that's burnt. That's burnt. No, that's flavor. That's flavor. Put the chops on the side, right? Let's make the gravy. Let's get that gravy started. Then I'll finish with the rice. I'm gonna move this out the way. That's my wife. She like everything covered because it's less on the dirtiness. Take your gravy. Take a bowl. Let's get a bigger bowl. All right, take a bowl. Wash that bowl out. You know, sometimes. Take your gravy. Dump your gravy inside the bowl. I mean your gravy, your hot grease inside that bowl. You want grease left in your pan, see that? Let's look at what we got in there. Then we got maybe about 2 tablespoons left in it. We may need more grease when it's over. Let's throw a little more grease in it. Just a little more, that little grease you put up, right? Now, take your onions, go in the pot. Lose a little salt. A little salt. A little pepper. Pay attention to this. This gravy look hard to make, but it's really easy, but it's a little trick to it. Fry your onions. Let them cook up. Let them cook down a little bit. Yep. I usually cook on the 400 degree. You will cook whatever you want to cook on. And now, since we've done the gravy, now go to your rice. Put your rice on. Turn your rice to medium. Add salt. Not a lot, just a little bit. Add salt. Just a little bit. And I like to add a little butter to mine, so margarine. We're gonna use some margarine. You can add butter You can add whatever you want. I like margarine in mine. You put margarine in it like that. Stir it up. Let it come to a boil. Don't touch it, just let it come to a boil. Go back to your gravy. See your onions? They're a little good. All that stuff is flavored in the pot. See that? You don't have to cook them well done. And then you take your flour. Remember that bag of flour you had? Take your flour. Throw in there. That's supposed to be a 50-50 ratio, but the problem is, the more flour, the more gravy, right? Why not waste it? Throw it in there, don't waste it. See, it's gonna be a lot of gravy. I'm also cooking enough for tomorrow too. See that? When it looks too dry, throw a little more grease in it. Ooh. And then cook it down. Cook it down. Let it cook. You kind of like sort of kind of like toasting up your flour. You cooking your flour some. See? Let it cook down. Let it cook down. Don't be scared of it. Let it cook. Let it cook. Let me tell you something. It smells so good in here. Let it cook. Let it cook. There you go. Move it around. Let it cook. Let it cook. Take your water. Cold water. Cold water. I said cold. Did you say? I said cold. Cold water. Cold. Cold water. Cold water. Let me tell you, any of you mofos can do this. If you can't cook, simple ingredients, easy. And it's gonna taste like you was in the kitchen all day and you're not. All right, let it cook down. Now add a little water. Get it in there. Let it mix up. I watched somebody on YouTube make their gravy. And you know how you go sit down and watch somebody and say, that ain't the way you do it. Well, I do that too, like everybody. There's probably people on there right now saying, that ain't the way I do it. You know? Get in there. See that? It's starting to thick up. That's all the gluten's in it. Come on, look it up. Throw a little more water in there. Get it going. You know, get cooking. More water. More water. Ain't gonna be no lumps or no nothing in this gravy. It's gonna be a smooth gravy. Kick it down. More water. See that? It's gonna come in together. It's gonna all come together. Yeah. More water. I know it's gonna be a lot of gravy, but I had a lot of flour and I didn't want to waste the flour, so that's good. The gravy gonna be good because I like a lot of gravy on my rice anyway, so that's fine with me. The more the merrier. I remember one time I was working down in the Wall Street area, right? And they had like this Chinese restaurant down there, right? And they used to have their food pre-made. And I used to go get the egg foo young, right? And the guy used to give me the gravy with the rice and the egg foo young. And I just say, yo, give me more gravy. And he used to look at me and say, what, more gravy? But that guy used to make some good gravy. Not all Chinese restaurants make good gravy. Sometimes they taste kind of weird, but that guy made good gravy. And with some goat rice, white rice, gravy is wonderful. Stir it. See, it still look thick. It's supposed to look thick. Now, let me explain to you. We making gravy, not water. Move it around, move it around, move it around. It still need water because you can tell. See how thick that still is? It still need more water. That's going to loosen up and smooth out in there. See that? Take your time. There's no rush. Because the payoff is payoff. Look at that. Come around, see how nice and smooth that gravy's starting to look? See how nice and smooth? Get it in. See that? Get it in. Look how nice and smooth that gravy look. Do a little more water. Don't forget, this gravy gonna thicken up anyway because of the flour. So you still gotta add water. See that? Now what you want to do is, like everything, you gotta taste your food. You gotta taste your food. If you don't taste your food, you're wrong. Taste your food. See, that gravy not ready, but I want to taste it. It's good like the way it is, but it needs salt. So what I like to do, I add salt, a little more salt. Another thing I like to add to my gravy, I like to add some salt to my gravy. I think it actually enhances the flavor, bring out some of the flavor of it. You know, little sazon. You can go back with your onion mix, little sazon. You can throw the whole pack in there. Why the hell not? Why waste it? The whole pack in there. Go back. Got a little onion powder. Now I won't throw no garlic powder in here. I just would stick with the onion powder because, you know, little onion powder. That's all. This is onion powder, not onion salt. If you like using onion salt, be my guest. But then you gotta watch it kind of. Now see, the gravy is still thick. See, what you need is water. Because I put so much flour in it, it's gonna take more water. If I didn't throw that flour in it, it would have been already ready. But I put a lot of flour in it. Put your flour, put your water back in there, and get it out. Again. See that? Look how, that's a lot of gravy. Like I'm cooking for a restaurant. See it? Look how nice and smooth that gets. Look at all the onion in there. That's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Put more water in there. Smooth out. See that? Because your meat gonna go back in this pot and it's gonna cook for, you know, at least 30 minutes. See, look how smooth that gravy is. No more water. I know some of you saying, Sammy, that's too much water. No, because see all that in the middle here? All that flour gonna cause all this to thicken and turn nice. And I'm still gonna cook it for a while, so look. Clean spoon. Taste your gravy. Oh my God, that's already, oh my God. I think it needs just a touch more salt. Oh, that's nice and flavorful and good. Just a touch more salt and maybe a little more pepper. And you ain't gonna need no more to it. No more pepper. Then you stir it again. Look how nice that gravy look. Stir in. Stir your stuff in. Look how nice that gravy look. You can make this gravy and you can use this gravy for everything. Make this gravy and do the same thing for anything you want to cook. Anytime you want gravy, follow that recipe. You have the easiest gravy in the world. Ain't no muss, no fuss, no fight, no right. Come on! Try again. Oh my God, man! Wait a minute. This is how you know it's gonna be good. Taste that. Don't just shake your head, yes. The mofos can't hear you shaking your head, yes. Say, good, something. All right, now, take the chops. Ooh. Now look, check a little gravy again. See how thick it is? See, it's gonna thicken back up again, and look how smooth that gravy is. Look how smooth it is. Turn your fire down some now. Turn your fire down because now you're gonna throw your chops in. I could even thin that a little more if I want, but I like a thicker gravy. I'm gonna throw a little bit, just a touch more water. I like a thicker gravy, but since it's gonna be cooking, it's gonna get thicker anyway. There you go. Just a little. There you go. Now take your chops. And remember I told you about flavor? See all those brown bits and things like that? That's gonna be all flavor in here. All that gonna go in there, and that's gonna even make your gravy even better. Better, 10 times better. That meat gonna break down a little bit in there. That meat in there like that. That meat in there like that. Put that meat in there like that. Now I want to stick to the paper. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your man? There you go. Put that meat in there like that, see? That in there like that. Get it in there. Get it in there. And see these little burnt bits? Ooh, my beautiful woman love that. So do I hella cruncher? Oh my God, that's good. Let go. Let go. Now, cup your pot. Turn it down some. I gotta turn to like 375 on this thing here, but you know, turn your beat down to a simmer and just let it go. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check it. All right, we're gonna bring the rice up to a little bit of boil. Once your rice comes to a boil, you're gonna turn it down to a lower setting, like here, by low. You're gonna cover it and you're gonna leave it alone and just let it cook for 20 minutes or something like that. Just let it cook, leave it alone. Just cover it and leave it alone. I could do it right now just to show you. Get like that. It look like it's boiling a little bit. Yeah, a little longer. But once you start seeing a little bubble, you cover it, turn it to a lowest temperature, and leave it alone. And then you're gonna have the perfect rice every time. Hello for friends, I'm back again. This is the finished product of my smothered chops and our rice. And I had some string beans from yesterday. And I'm gonna have the string beans with some cranberries. But look how delicious this look. Oh, look how smooth the gravy is. See, it's not wet or watery. It's just a nice gravy. Let me have a little taste of it. I told you I'm greedy because I love this plate. You know, this is one of my favorite meals. And I made sure, let's see what the meat look like. This nice meat. Wait, let's go this way. I'm gonna turn it this way. Let's see. Look how tender that meat is. Look at that meat, how tender that meat is. Oh, man. I gotta add some juice to go with it. Oh, this is a good meal. A good meal. The most important thing is the gravy, getting your gravy. See your gravy? Get that gravy right, and you can do the same thing for any meat you make. It's all about the gravy. Everything else is the cold assistance to this gravy because the gravy is what is the best. Please like and subscribe this video. And I see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. My Mofo friends, I'm back again. This is the finished product of my smothered chops and our rice. And I had some string beans from yesterday. And I'm gonna have the string beans with some cranberries. But look how delicious this look. Oh, look how smooth the gravy is. See, it's not wet or watery. It's just a nice gravy. Let me have a little taste of it. I told you I'm greedy because I love this plate. You know, this is one of my favorite meals. And I made sure, let's see what the meat look like. This nice meat. Wait, let's go this way. I want to turn it this way. Let's see. Look how tender that meat is. Look at that meat, how tender that meat is. Oh, man. I gotta add some juice to go with it. Oh, this is a good meal. A good meal. The most important thing is the gravy, getting your gravy. See your gravy? Get that gravy right, and you can do the same thing for any meat you make. It's all about the gravy. Everything else is the cold assistance to this gravy because the gravy is what is the best. Please like and subscribe this video. And I see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. My Mofo friends, I'm back again. This is the finished product of my smothered chops and our rice. And I had some string beans from yesterday. And I'm gonna have the string beans with some cranberries. But look how delicious this look. Oh, look how smooth the gravy is. See, it's not wet or watery. It's just a nice gravy. Let me have a little taste of it. I told you I'm greedy because I love this plate. You know, this is one of my favorite meals. And I made sure, let's see what the meat look like. This nice meat. Wait, let's go this way. I want to turn it this way. Let's see. Look how tender that meat is. Look at that meat, how tender that meat is. Oh, man. I gotta add some juice to go with it. Oh, this is a good meal. A good meal. The most important thing is the gravy, getting your gravy. See your gravy? Get that gravy right, and you can do the same thing for any meat you make. It's all about the gravy. Everything else is the cold assistance to this gravy because the gravy is what is the best. Please like and subscribe this video. And I see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. My Mofo friends, I'm back again. This is the finished product of my smothered chops and our rice. And I had some string beans from yesterday. And I'm gonna have the string beans with some cranberries. But look how delicious this look. Oh, look how smooth the gravy is. See, it's not wet or watery. It's just a nice gravy. Let me have a little taste of it. I told you I'm greedy because I love this plate. You know, this is one of my favorite meals. And I made sure, let's see what the meat look like. This nice meat. Wait, let's go this way. I want to turn it this way. Let's see. Look how tender that meat is. Look at that meat, how tender that meat is. Oh, man. I gotta add some juice to go with it. But this is a good meal. A good meal. The most important thing is the gravy, getting your gravy. See your gravy? Get that gravy right, and you can do the same thing for any meat you make. It's all about the gravy. Everything else is the co-assistance to this gravy, because the gravy is what, it's the best. Please like and subscribe this video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.